So yesterday I was hanging out on Facebook, my old stomping grounds before YouTube, and a good buddy of mine, shout out to him, Rob Parks Jr., he shared this particular video with me. Now, I think the reason why he shared it is because I've been to Uganda like almost 17 different times, and this particular video has a lot to do with Uganda. Well, sort of. Uganda is just a part of the conversation, but it does deal with a larger systemic problem that many American men, including African American men, are having. See, this is just not an African American male issue. It seems to be a societal issue. And in this particular clip, you have a Caucasian man who is married to a younger Black African woman. But what he's going to say is quite controversial and also quite powerful. But let him say it for himself.
Sister, if you need help, blink twice.
This video went viral because I told y'all the truth. So let me tell y'all a little bit more truth on dating. The reason why I have a Ugandan queen and I don't have an American woman is 3 reasons, okay? Number 1, American women are addicted to Instagram. You hear what I'm saying to you? I want a real love. I'm not talking about likes. I'm not talking about follows. I'm talking about love in real life, okay? And if you want real love, then you need to go to Uganda. Next thing, America is ate up with the hookup culture, all right? You know what hookup culture is? That means you sleep with somebody one day and then you sleep with someone else the next. I'm not about that hookup culture. I'm a one-woman man. That's it, okay? My 3rd reason, and this is it, and I'm really tired that I have to do these videos for y'all, but this is the truth, okay? So please listen and listen good. The last time, those American women, they want a career. They want to be the CEO. You know what I want? I want a woman that's going to care more about the family than about the pocketbook. You hear what I'm saying out there? Listen, I want a woman that's going to take care of the family, that's going to take care of the kids, that's going to be a mother, that's going to be a beautiful wife. That's what I want. And other American men want it too. And that's why I got me a Ugandan queen. And if you listen, good, you'll go to Uganda and get you a queen too. Don't make me make another video.
So you heard what he had to say. He pretty much breaks, what he's trying to say into 3 main subject matter, at least. The first is American women tend to be hooked on Instagram. In other words, they express a lot of vanity on social media, wanting attention from everybody. Now, I cannot say for sure that this tends to be an American thing, because in Uganda, you can find a lot of women who use Instagram, especially younger people. And it seems like he might be a man in his 40s or 50s. So maybe in his time, people his age might not use it, or even my age. But Instagram is quite popular with the youth and with people under 30. So I don't know if that's just a thing, because people do use Instagram all over the world. It's not just an American thing. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. The hookup culture. Well, the hookup culture in America is there, but it is also in other parts of the world. In fact, you might have more chances of hooking up in, countries like Brazil, Dominican Republic, 3rd world countries. So, and also it's hard to, if you're a guy that is not really doing very well, hooking up culture for you is not as great. It can happen, but maybe not with the girls that you want. But here's the 3rd thing that I believe he nailed it into the coffin. He said a lot of American women are more concerned with being CEOs than being wives or taking care of a family. If you're an average guy in America and you're looking for a wife and you're a one-woman man, it might be hard to do that because, like I said, it seems like he's a guy that is not necessarily really rich, and that would represent the majority of us as American men. But if you're the guy that's looking for a woman who's more concerned about the family, more concerned about that over a career, and he's not saying that women can't have careers, but a lot of women tend to put the career in, more career over the actual family unit. And you're seeing that. And in other parts of the world, just because a woman is a doctor or a lawyer or a businesswoman, it would not put that over the fact that her dedication to her family is also primary. I know women in Uganda who are really great business people, but the family is a part of what has to happen. Like there's one lady that I was trying to do some stuff with, and she doesn't even work on weekends. The reason why is because that time is dedicated to her family. She could make more money on the weekends if she wanted to, but she doesn't. And that's the most important thing. A lot of American guys are looking for these things. And to be honest, they're kind of priced out of the market in America. I think I always use an analogy, and I've been using it often. My grandfather in 1949 was 31 years old. He was living in Richmond, California. To have a family at that time in America, in comparison to inflation and what it cost to live, it was much more affordable at that time. Even though he didn't make a lot of money, it was much more affordable in America at that time, even in the Bay Area, to live than it is for a guy right now making $90,000 a year. But if somehow you're a man that makes $90,000 a year and you can sometimes figure out a way to live overseas and still keep that income, can I get a cha-ching sound effect, Dima? That is what we're talking about, right? Take a guy like him. He's in his 40s or 50s. A guy like him in America could not access a young, beautiful woman like her. And most young women like her in her country, it would be difficult for her to meet a guy that makes $90,000 a year. So then what happens is you kind of kill two birds with one stone. And if you have this particular guy who has some money and he can kind of keep his income wherever he is, because his business might be on the internet, or he might have a really good ties to his current industry. Now you can take a 50-year-old guy and that guy can get a 25-year-old woman who is more concerned about the things that he's looking for because she comes from that culture. So that's what you're seeing. And what you're seeing is guys are getting more for their money overseas. I know what we're going to say. Well, if he was in shape, if he took care of himself better, if he was more successful, he can get all of that in America. It could be quite true. I can't, say that that's not true. He probably could. I'm not sure. I don't doubt that. But the question is, could he get it at the rate that he's getting overseas? And see, the thing is as a man, you always have to pay. When you want a family, you have to pay. There is a financial price for that. There is a fiduciary price. There's a time management commitment for that. And in America, if you do that, you risk divorce, you risk child support. But if you're in another country, you're not risking that. You have a little bit more autonomy. You can live a higher quality of life. And you're seeing many men in the American culture doing it all the time. A lot of black men in particular, white men in particular, they just tend to go to more different places. You see a lot of white men in Thailand, a lot of white men in the Philippines. So this is not unheard of, guys. And I think that as the world becomes smaller and smaller, you're going to see the guys, if they can make $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, they're going to be in these countries where they can get more money, more bang for their buck. And certain countries like Colombia allows Americans to be there, on a resident permit. You see that with Mexico. In fact, there was a really good, I believe, on MSNBC, while a lot of people from California are moving to like Baja, Mexico. And you're seeing the quality of life jump. So guys are going to be able to get both things. They'll have, decent healthcare system. They'll have a lot more money. And then they'll have access to these beautiful women, just like this guy does. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I already appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.